Hey guys, Coach Jason here. So today I want to go over my final 5K training program, and it's one geared towards getting under 15 minutes. Okay, sub 15 minute 5K. If you have athletes that you want to get under 18 or 17 or 16, click the subscribe button and the bell next to it. I have those videos. They're detailed training programs on my channel. They're all free. You can look at them and check out the detail. You'll see the progression from one to the next. But if you want a detailed program that you can either use as a template or maybe get some ideas from, they're all there. I wanted to do my final one today of getting under 15 minutes for the 5K. And the same philosophy applies. So it's a 12-week program, and it's broken down into three segments of 4 weeks each. Periodization. You could do 4 segments of 3 weeks each, totally fine. It does take the body 21 to 28 days to adjust to a new training stimulus, which is why I have it broken down. And if you're doing all the right things all along, like I've said in my other videos, you're not going to have to make drastic changes at the end of the season in order to hopefully achieve some magic peak or some breakthrough. If you're doing the right things all along, you'll be there when you need to be there, okay? And you generally have a 6 to 8 week block or window of peak racing fitness. So you want to make sure that it's at the end of the season, not the middle, or not too late, or not too early, and so on. And how do you do that is by kind of breaking down the training or scheduling the races and planning the training around it. But doing the right things all along is of paramount importance. So let's go through this detail. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them comments down below. I reply to all the comments. If you like the content, please click the like button. And again, please click that subscribe button so you have access to all my training videos. And I've got training plans for the marathon. I've got something on a 1 mile time trial that determines your fitness for other events, and I've got how to set the right training paces for all of your events based on your fitness, so you're training in the right range, or your athletes are training in the right range. I've got cross-country strategy videos. I've got 5K and 10K training cross-country programs, and I've got half marathon and marathon fully detailed programs from 4 hours all the way down to 2.5 hours for the marathon, and from 2 hours all the way down to 1 hour 15 for the half marathon. So take a look at them and let me know what you think. And I do encourage you, if you're going to watch any of my videos, please watch them from beginning to end, not just the first minute, not the last minute, and just so that you get all the detail. Because I go over everything, I explain everything, and I break down why certain things are where, rather than pausing it and fast forwarding and writing down, pausing it, fast forwarding, writing down. You'll miss out on details, important information. So, and I don't want you to miss out on it. Okay, I had to learn the hard way over 20 years as a competitive runner and a current coach, so that you don't have to. Okay, so if I can give you some insight or a different perspective that might help you or your athletes, I encourage you to take advantage of it. So let's get to it. Okay, week 1. And just as an FYI before I go here, I've established training paces already using a running calculator and time trials and other estimators as well. These are accurate training ranges. So for easy pace running, you're between 6:45 and 6:15. This is all based on a sub-15 training plan. So if you or your athletes are at 15:30 or 15:40, these are the paces you want to be working towards. Okay, you don't necessarily have to be there right now. All right, you can either increase the volume of it or kind of gradually get faster. But if you're going to increase the intensity, let's let a time trial or a race back it up. That'll tell you whether you're ready to kind of take your training up to the next intensity level. Those are good indicators. Okay, so back to the steady pace, 6:15 to 5:45 per mile. Okay, maybe shorter, a little bit more brisk runs. Tempo runs between 5:15 to 5:20 per mile. And here are the threshold intervals, and you'll see thresholds work in here. For 1,000 meter threshold, between 3:14 and 3:12. 1,200s between 3:53 and 3:50. And mile threshold reps between 5:12 and 5:08. Okay, so those are the training pace ranges for a sub 15 minute 5K. All right. So week 1, Monday 6 miles, and my Mondays are going to be easy days throughout the whole entire program. Especially if you're a coach and you have athletes that are in school, it's an easy way of getting them, back into the swing of things at the week. Sometimes Mondays can be a little bit stressful, so I like to give them an easy day. You can add core and strength and other things like that, but I generally like to do workouts on other days. So just an FYI, just my opinion, but you do what you want for yourself or what you feel is right for yourself and your athletes. Okay. So on Tuesday, week 1, 3 mile warm-up drills and strides, a 1,200 meter tempo rep. Okay, so in this case it would be at 5:15 to 5:20 pace. All right, so it'll be 3:56 to 4 minutes for that 1,200 meter tempo rep. and then you're going to take a 5-minute active recovery, and then 6 by 400 meter uphill runs with a decent grade. You're focusing on leaning into the hill but staying upright, pumping your arms, lifting your knees. Okay, good momentum. Okay, as if you're kind of maintaining momentum going up in the hill from the flats. That's exactly what you want. You have good stride cadence. Okay, jog down, equal recovery, 3-mile cool down. Okay, the reason why I have a tempo rep before hill workouts, and you'll see them before other workouts, is to kind of get the heart rate up. Okay, and allows you to have a little bit more of a quality workout rather than having to kind of use some of the reps to kind of establish your rhythm, a tempo rep prior to that, or some 200 meters at tempo, and you'll see that in some other things, and I'll explain why. But it helps you establish getting the heart rate up so that you're getting into the meat of the workout while your heart rate's up. All right. The key is to maximize the whole entire component of a workout and not use a portion of it to kind of figure out where you're at or establish your pace and rhythm. Okay. Wednesday, 5 miles in the morning, 8 miles in the afternoon, or vice versa. This is a day I like to do a double. I generally don't start doubles until I'm around 70 miles a week, at least on a regular basis. Sometimes 60, depends on who the athletes are. I do have a video on how to set your training mileage or how to set your volume based on, or how to build out your week based on your training volume, so take a look at that one too. But in this case, my double days are Wednesdays. So Thursday, 10 miles, 5 by 50 meter strides. Friday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides. The D/S is always drills and strides. Okay. Then another 2 by 200 meter at tempo pace. Okay. So it'll be 39.40 per 200 meter. Not very fast. You take a jog equal recovery, but it helps you get into establish the pace for a 4-mile tempo, which is between 5:15 and 5:20 per mile. Instead of using that first mile, might be too fast, it might be too slow. The couple of 200-meter reps will help you lock into the pace. Sometimes you need a third rep, that's totally fine. But this helps you lock into the pace prior to doing the tempo rep. Okay, and then you'll essentially be about a minute or so after the second 200 into the tempo. So a 4-mile tempo at 5:15 to 5:20 per mile. Then you take a 4-minute recovery. And then 5 by 100 meter strides with a jog equal recovery to get you turning over when your legs are already fatigued. 3-mile cool down. Saturday, a long run, 14 to 15 miles rolling. If you have that, rolling's preferable. 5 miles easy on Sunday. Week 2, 6 miles on Monday. It's always a constant. Okay. Tuesday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides. 1,200 meter at tempo again. Okay, so at 3:56 to 4 minutes. Take a 4 to 5 minute recovery. And then 6 by 400 meter uphill runs. Again, you're going to repeat the uphill runs, but now afterward we're going to add 4 by 150s on the back end of it with a jog equal recovery to get your turning over and get your legs back into flat running fast. Okay, fast on the flats. Jog equal recovery, 3-mile cool down. Wednesday again, 5 in the morning, 8 in the afternoon. Thursday, 10 miles, 4 by 100 meter strides, jog equal recovery. These are just by feel. Right? Friday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter at threshold now, with a jog equal recovery. All right, so at threshold here, you're looking at probably 38 to 39 for the 200s. Okay, so slightly faster. Jog equal recovery, and then you're going to do 6 by 1,000 with a 1-minute recovery. Okay, at your threshold pace, which is 3:14 to 3:12 per rep, and then afterward 2 by 400 meters with a 200 meter jog at 3K pace at 69 to 68 seconds per rep. 3-mile cool down. Your 3K equivalent of a sub 15 is about 8:35-ish. Okay, so essentially you're 8:32 around that area, so you're running about 4:36s or 4:35s per rep per mile. All right. Saturday long run again, rolling 14 to 15 miles. Sunday's an off day. I plug in an off day every other week. All right, so it's an easy day one Sunday, an off day on the following Sunday. Again, modify the schedule like this. Use it as a template. Modify it. You may be more of a believer in higher volume or lower volume. I tend to keep the mileage somewhat conservative because it's much easier to scale up or add volume than it is to have to scale back because you're getting injured or sick. All right. If you need to add another double day, it's totally fine, or switch to double days, or however you want to do it. Totally fine. Okay. Completely up to you. So week 3, 6 miles on Monday. Tuesday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides, 1,200 meter at tempo. Again, 3:56 to 4 minutes, 5-minute recovery. Then we're going to bump it up. We're going to do 8 by 400 meter uphill runs now. We're adding 2 reps, okay? Same focus, jog equal down recovery, 3-mile cool down. 5 in the morning and 8 in the afternoon on Wednesday. 10 miles on Thursday with a 7 by 50 meter strides afterward. Friday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter with an equal jog recovery at tempo pace. So again, 39 to 40. Okay. Then a 4.5 mile, a 4.5 mile tempo at 5:15 to 5:20 per mile. 4-minute recovery, 4 by 200 meter efforts at mile pace with a jog equal recovery, which is 31 to 32. And the mile equivalent is around 4:16. Okay. 3-mile cool down. Again, you may start with a shorter tempo, totally fine, and work your way up. I generally like, between 4 and 5 miles of working towards this. And if you're getting towards the sub 15-minute 5K, you should be able to run a 5-mile tempo at some point, okay, at the appropriate pace. Okay. Saturday, long run rolling, 14 to 15 miles, 5 miles easy on Sunday. Week 4, 6 miles on Monday. Tuesday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides at 1,200 meter at tempo. That's a constant, okay, until we make a change. So it's at 3:56 to 4 minutes, 5-minute recovery. The same 8 by 400 meter uphill runs with a jog equal focus, but in the back end, we're going to add turnover work, okay? 4 by 200 meters with a jog equal recovery at 3K pace, which is 33 to 34, just to get the legs, again, moving after you've been running uphill. So 33 to 34 per rep, 3-mile cool down. Wednesday, 5 in the morning, 8 in the afternoon. Thursday, 10 miles, 6 by 100 meter strides. Friday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides, 12 by 200 meters. 2 by 200 meter with a jog equal recovery at threshold, 38 to 39. Okay, and then we're going to do 5 by 1,200 meter at threshold. Okay, so 353 to 350. It's the same exact pace as the Ks, and it will be the same exact pace as the miles, but the difference is the reps are going to get longer, so you're going to spend more time in the threshold zone. All right, and then you can take a 75-second recovery, so it's a little bit longer recovery. Thousands are at 60 seconds, at 1,200s are 75, and you'll see that the mile reps are at 90 seconds recovery. Okay, so there are 353 to 350, 2 by 400 meter afterward with a minute jog at 3K pace, so 68 to 69 per rep, cool down of 3 miles. The volume is the same, 5 by 1,200, 6 by 1,000, still 6,000 meters worth of work. You're just modifying it, making the rep longer, that's all. Okay. Saturday, long run, rolling 14 to 15 miles. Sunday's an off day. Okay, so this is the first segment, okay, the first component of the first cycle of periodization. So you notice we're building the long run, okay, we're establishing hills on Tuesday, and then on the opposite week adding some turnover after the hills, okay. These are longer hill reps, and establishing 2 easy days or 2 recovery days in between workouts. And again, you may want to plug in a race. That's totally fine in place of one of these workouts. Totally fine. Okay, this is just kind of a layout that shows you how the training should be, or how I feel the training should be based on experience. And I have gotten people under 15 using programs like this. So it's establishing a consistent pattern of training. Okay, consistent workout days, consistent off days, if there are consistent easy days, long run days, and so on. All right. So now we're going to take this down. We're going to get to the next one, week 5 to week 8. All right. And then this is the second cycle of periodization. So you may notice some different things here, okay? But it's all within the same goal, all right? So, week 5, 6 miles on Monday, okay? Tuesday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides. Now we're going to do a 2-mile up-tempo, all right? So that's going to slow down a little bit. It's going to be at 5:40 to 5:35 per mile. A little bit longer, but slower. Then a 5-minute recovery, again, getting the heart rate up, okay? But now we're going to go, so since we're increasing the tempo component, we're going to shorten the hill reps on the back end. So this is going to be 10 by 200 meter uphill runs now. We're going to work on it going up a little bit faster, okay, a little bit more aggressively, kind of work on the aerobic power and the power and the speed development as well. Jog equal recovery, 3-mile cool down, all right. 5 in the morning, 8 in the afternoon on Wednesday, 10 miles on Thursday, 3 by progression 150s with a jog equal recovery. What I mean by progression 150s, 50-meter float, 50-meter stride, 50-meter sprint. Everything gradually gets a little bit faster. And you can jog back or walk back, completely up to you. Okay. Friday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter at tempo, okay, 39 to 40 with a jog equal recovery, and then a 5-mile tempo at 5:15 to 5:20 per mile, 4-minute recovery, and then 4 by 300s afterward at 3K to mile pace. So it's 51 down to about 47 or 46. More closer to 47 per rep. and it's going to be a jog equal recovery, 3 mile cool down. Okay. The long run, we bumped it up a little bit to 15 to 16 miles, but again, depends on your athletes that you're working with. 15 miles generally for somebody running 70 to 75 miles a week. This 15 to 16 be somebody running 75 to 80 miles per week. It's generally about 20% of your weekly volume for the most part. Okay, 5 miles easy on Saturday, and it doesn't mean increase it on a week where you have an off day. It doesn't mean bump it up to 19 or 20 just to make up. We don't do that. Okay, an off day, it'll defeat the purpose of the off day if you drastically change the training. So, which is why I encourage you to watch my other video on how to break out your training volume for the week, because I go into detail with exactly that. Okay. Week 6, 6 miles on Monday. Tuesday, 3 mile warm up drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter at tempo, so 39 to 40, jog equal recovery. This is a nice pace variation workout. This is something that I've done not only myself, but I've had a lot of my athletes do. So it's going to be 4 times 1,000/400. It's going to be 1,000, 400, 1,000, 400, 1,000, 400, 1,000, 400. Continuously. The 1,000 meter reps are going to be at 5K pace. The mile reps are going to be a 3K down to mile pace. All right? And this is race pace. Okay? So if your goal is to get under 15, they'll be at 3 minutes, between 3 minutes and 2:56, let's say, 2:57, or 2:59 to 2:57. And then your mile reps, your 400 meter reps will be 63 to 64. You're going to take a very easy 200 meter jog in between in between each rep, but it's going to be continuous. And it also allows you to kind of get used to changing pace throughout the race. Some people might throw a surge in the race. You got to be ready for it. Okay, and it could be you doing it as well. So, and then a 3 mile cool down. Wednesday, 5 in the morning, 8 in the afternoon. Thursday, 10 miles, 6 by 100s by field, jog equal. Friday, 3 mile warm-up drills and strides. 2 by 200 meter at threshold, 38 to 39, with a jog equal recovery. So sometimes that tempo, sometimes that threshold. Okay. Generally, the tempos are going to be before the tempo to help you get used to the pace. And generally, the threshold will be around threshold reps to get you used to that pace. All right? And it's going to be 4 times a mile at threshold with a 90-second recovery. Okay, rest 90. At 5:12 to 5:08 per rep. And then afterward, you're going to do 4 times 200 with a jog equal recovery at 3K to mile pace, so 34 to 32 per rep. Okay, again, turning over when the legs are fatigued. Right? 3 mile cool down. The great thing about the threshold reps is that it allows you to get the same benefit of a tempo run, but at a slightly faster pace. And the other great thing about threshold reps too is that you can do more volume of it, and it doesn't require the same recovery as 4 times a mile at race pace, which would require usually an extra day of recovery. You can come back, after 48 to 72 hours and do another workout. Okay, whereas race pace with a rep like that, with a workout like that, would require 72 to 96 hours for effective recovery or full recovery. So, anyway, long run for rolling 15 to 16 miles on Saturday. Sunday's an off day. Week 7, 6 miles on Monday. Tuesday, warm up 3 miles, drills and strides. 2 mile up tempo again. Okay, at 5:40 to 5:35 per mile. And then you take a 5-minute recovery. And then 10 by 200 meter uphill runs again. But now on the back end, we're adding 4 times a 200 meter with a 100 meter jog at 3K pace. 33 to 34 per rep to get the legs turning over after hill work. Okay, get it back into flat running rhythm. 3 mile cool down. Wednesday, 5 in the morning, 8 in the afternoon. Thursday, 10 miles, 7 by 50 meter strides, jog equal. Friday, warm up 3 miles, drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter at tempo, jog equal recovery. Okay, now we're going to basically test your fitness. Okay, if a race isn't here, we're going to try to run 3 kilometers at goal 5K pace. All right, so in this case, it'll be 9 minutes to 8:55. We're going to see how well you're progressing about halfway through. Okay, a little bit more than halfway through, because it'll tell us what we need to do moving forward to finish the job in terms of getting you there. Okay, and we'll take about 6 to 8 minutes after the 3K at goal 5K pace, and then we're going to run 3 by 600 meters with a 200 meter jog at 3K pace. In this case, is 141 to 142 per rep. Okay, that's 68 per 400, and then 3 by 300 meters with a 100 meter jog at mile pace, which is 47 to 48 per rep with a 3 mile cool down. All right, so it's progressively getting faster. I go from 5K pace, 3K pace, down to mile pace. And if you look at the whole entire volume, you got 3 kilometers, and you add 1,800 meters, puts you at 4,800 meters, and add this, puts you at 5,700 meters. Not much over 5 kilometer distance, but a really, really good workout. Okay? Long run, rolling 15, 16 miles on Saturday, 5 miles on Sunday. Week 8, 6 miles on Monday, 3-mile warm-up and drills and strides on Tuesday, 2 by 200 meter efforts at tempo with a jog equal recovery. Then we're going to do a 5-mile progression run from 5:35 to 5:10. So the slower part's going to be about 10 seconds slower than the highest end of the tempo range. All right. And then on the back end, we're going to be about 5 to 10 seconds slower, and then we're going to be 5 to 10 seconds slower on the fastest end of the quick part of the tempo range. Okay, so it'll be a little bit slower than the tempo pace, and a little bit faster. We're working towards it. So 5:35 to 5:10 per mile. Rest 4 minutes. 5 by 100 meter strides with a jog equal recovery. 3-mile cool down. 5 in the morning, 8 in the afternoon on Wednesday. 10 miles on Thursday. 4 by 150s now with a jog equal recovery. Not progression, just straight 150s. Okay. Friday, 3-mile warm-up, drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter efforts at tempo. Okay, 39 to 40 with a jog equal recovery. I'm going to do 2 sets of 1,200, 800, 400. Okay, 3 minutes after the 1,200, 2 minutes after the 800, and then 5 minutes in between the sets. So after that 400, 5 minutes before you start the next 1,200. Okay, the 1,200 is going to be a 5K pace. 800 is a 3K pace. 400 is a mile pace. 3 miles of total hard running. 3-mile cool down. And it complements nicely a progression run. Saturday, long run, rolling 15, 16 miles. Sunday's an off day. So we've increased the long run a little bit here, and we're starting to incorporate a little race pace work within the threshold and the tempo running, and we've shortened up the hill running. Okay, so we made the up-tempo run a little longer on the front end, shorten up the hill on the back end. Okay, so this is generally the more intense part, the more intense 4-week cycle. All right, so a different training stimulus. All right, now the last 4 weeks goes as such. All right, leading up to the race. Week 9, 6 miles on Monday. Okay, warm up 3 miles on Tuesday, drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter with a jog equal recovery at tempo, 39 to 40. Then a 4-mile progression run again. Okay, but instead of 5, now it's going to be 4. 5:35 to 5:10 per mile. But on the back end, after a 4-minute recovery, instead of doing a 5th mile, on the progression we're going to do 4 by 400 meters with a 1-minute recovery of 5K down to 3K pace. So 71 down to 68 per rep. Okay, to really drill in that pace, to get you turning over when your legs are fatigued at the goal pace or a little bit faster. 3-mile cool down. 5 in the morning, 8 in the afternoon Wednesday. 10 miles Thursday, 5 by 100 meter strides. Friday, warm up 3 miles, drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter efforts with a jog equal recovery at tempo, okay, 39 to 40. Then we're going to do 8 by 600 meter efforts with a 2-minute recovery at 5K pace. 600s are a great way of drilling 5K pace into the F, and especially if you're not ready yet to go up to 800s, we'll work your way towards that. 600s are a great effort. Okay, so in this case, it's 145 to 146. Okay, give you 146 to 147. Actually, excuse me. Oh, actually, 148 to 146. Excuse me. And then you're going to do a 1,000-meter effort on the back end, hard, at sub 15 5K pace. So the goal is to run a 258 to 255. Okay, and after that 8 by 600, you're still going to take the 2-minute recovery. And then we're going to try to run a kilometer on the back end hard, okay, to simulate running that last kilometer hard when it starts to hurt. This is the difference between kind of being there or almost being there and getting you over the hump, all right? 3-mile cool down. Long run rolling 15, 16 miles on Saturday, 5 miles easy on Sunday. Week 10, we're almost there. 6 miles on Monday, 3 miles warm up on Tuesday, 2 by 200 at tempo with a jog equal recovery, then a 4-mile rolling fartlek, okay? Continuous 4-mile rolling fartlek, of which in that you're going to run 90 seconds hard versus 90 seconds, and then 90 seconds easy, and then 60 seconds hard and 60 seconds easy. You go over a grassy field or a rolling hill park or something. Just go by feel, all right? And then you're just going to repeat until the 4 miles are up. Wherever you finish is wherever you finish, and then a 3-mile cool down on the back end. 5 miles and 5 and 8 on Wednesday. Thursday, 10 miles, 5 by 50s. Friday, 3-mile warm-up, drills and strides. 2 by 200 meter with a jog equal recovery at 5K pace. All right, so they're 36 to 37. Okay, actually, no, I'm sorry, 35 to 36. Excuse me. And then 3 times 1 mile. Okay, this is a good race simulator. 3 times 1 mile with a 3-minute recovery at your goal 5K pace. So in this case, we're going for 4:47 down to 4:45 per mile. 3-minute recovery after each one, and then on the back end, we're going to run 1 by 600 meter rep hard at 145 to 142. All right, to get you simulating kicking from further out, kicking from 600 meters out. This would be kicking from 1,000 meters out. All right, a 3-mile cool down. Long run rolling 14 to 15 miles, so we cut it back by a mile, and then an off day on Sunday. Okay, week 11, 6 miles on Monday. Tuesday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter at threshold, 38 to 39 with a jog equal recovery. Then a 4-mile tempo at 5:15 to 5:20 per mile, so back into the tempo pace that we were running early in the season. 3-minute recovery, and then 4 by 400 meters at 5K to 3K pace, which is 71 to 68 per rep with a 1-minute recovery on the back end. So we're doing these 400s after a progression over here. We're doing it after a straight tempo over here with a 3-mile cool down. 4 and 8, cut that early morning run back a little bit. On Wednesday, 4 miles, 8 miles. And 9 miles on Thursday, we cut that back by a mile too. 5 by 50 meter recovery. Not a drastic cutback, just a very slight one. Friday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter with a jog equal recovery. Okay, at 5K pace, 35 to 36 per rep. And then we're going to do 6 by 800 meters with a 2-minute recovery at your goal 5K pace, or a little bit faster. So in this case, it would be 224 down to 220. Okay, and then on the back end, we're going to run 1 by 500 meter hard effort to simulate kicking from 500 out. Okay, so the reps get a little bit shorter, but they'll get a little bit faster. 3-mile cool down. Long run, rolling the week before. Saturday, 11 to 12 miles. We cut that back. All right. It's always good to do a cut back the long run the week before a race, before an important race. Easy 4 miles on Sunday. Okay. Race week, week 12. 6 miles on Monday. Tuesday, 2-mile warm-up drills and strides, 2 by 200 meters at threshold, 38 to 39 with a jog equal recovery. Then 4 by 800 meters with a 1-minute jog at threshold pace, which is 236 to 234 per rep. Not a hard workout. And then we're just going to finish off with 1 by 400 meter fast to simulate kicking at the end. The final 400 meters. A 3-mile cool down. 9 miles on Wednesday, no double. Okay, get some extra rest that week. 5 by 100 meter strides. Thursday, 7 miles. Friday, an easy 3 to 4 miles just to shake out the legs. 3 by 50 meter strides just to relax. Saturday, warm up 3 miles, drills and strides, your goal 5K race. We're going after that sub 15, baby. 3-mile cool down. Saturday, just an easy 3 miles to shake out the legs, especially if you achieve your goal. You'll have a little bit of heaviness and a little bit of junk in the legs. Okay, so and that's it. I hope you find this program helpful. I have used it very successfully with athletes, and notice the progression with each cycle. It's important to kind of progress, or let yourself progress, or let your athletes progress. And I also encourage you to watch my other videos. If you have feedback or comments or insight on this, put them in the comment section down below. Please click the like button if you like this content. It shows me that you like this. I love doing this, so I want to give back to a sport that's given so much to me. And I would much rather you be over-prepared as an athlete or a coach than under-prepared. So if you find something on here that's valuable, fantastic. Again, please click that subscribe button if you like videos like this and if you want access to my other videos, and click the bell next to it if you want to know anytime I post a new video. And I post new videos every week. And the next video I'm going to be posting is the different types of hill workouts that you could be doing, whether you're training for track or cross-country or road racing. So keep an eye out for that as well. My Instagram page is Black Belt Running Coach. My direct email is blackbeltrunningcoach@gmail.com if you have any personalized questions or any personalized coaching. Have a great season and a great year. I'll talk to you next time.